Let the universe be your diaper.
It's about family and money.
You know, dysfunctional family, your average dysfunctional family.
This was, taking something that's scary and taboo, which are cults, and kind of having fun with it. And so, yeah, it's about being funny, number one.
It's about a dysfunctional family, that's what I would say.
Dysfunctional isn't even the word I'd use to describe them because they're a mess.
The nuts and bolts of it really is when a family comes back and lives in the family home, they all revert back to their original typecasts when they were kids, fighting with each other over the smallest and, I suppose, most menial things.
Yeah, I would say heal your inner child. Love your mama.
What's it really about? I think it's really about the comedy of a family where everybody really needs help, and the person who's in the best position to help them is the least qualified person, where they're all completely dependent on their most useless sibling.
We all learn together as the series goes on what it's really about.
It's about Mark.
Yeah, I play Uncle Phil, and he's a man of a certain age with a lot of health problems, and he used to be a bit of a hellion, but now he's on the straight and narrow. He's had some health scares, and he's come back to Jesus.
Mattie is the matriarch, or wannabe matriarch of the family. I have a son, been unlucky in love. I've gone through men like socks. I take care of my son. I infantilize him a bit, but in a really healthy, functional way.
So I'm playing a character called Simon, a young man who's he's not all there in the head. He's a bit of a spacey dude who's got some terrible choice of role models, but he's a great fun character to play, and I'm loving every second of playing him.
Do you know the scary thing, right, is that there are little few similarities between how she feels and how I'm feeling right now.
I got my son to play a cult member, which has also been my aspiration for him in his life, so.
Like a lot of families, I feel like everyone in this particular situation is looking out for themselves and ignoring the fact that at the end of the day, they really do need each other. And the only way to find what they're looking for is to work within the unit and not against it.
Cults already are one of the funniest things in the world, and especially if you've got a cult that's based around rebirthing and childhood, you've just...
Make it work so it's, so it's on the right side of funny and not weird and creepy.
So to look at it from the inside of creating a cult, to me, is like just a lot of fun.
Anytime you've spent with them, I think any kind of blind, fervent belief in anything is ripe for parody.
And with families, it's obviously like, I don't know, I can speak for myself and probably many others that families could definitely drive you to something like this.
A family has all these rules that are unspoken rules that we are figuring out all the time. That's where all the fights come from. And not coming into clash with a cult, which is nothing but rules being spoken all the time. So,
No, we're having no trouble finding humor in cults.
I think cults are inherently hilarious.
I do think there's this kind of beauty and hilarity with people who are in grief and in desperation, and ultimately their heart is in the right place.
I very much enjoy the authentic world that Derek created, and then the humor that Rob and Kesselman added on top of that.
First of all, when I first read it, I was laughing out loud.
And plus, the premise is just absolutely incredible.
The three of us were, really work well together and have like the same sensibilities.
It's funny. The writers are fantastic, and the director is fantastic. I'm a real big fan of his work.
They're just funny people, and if you can't appreciate their perspective, then you really don't have much of a sense of humor at all.
And it's just very fast-paced and obscure and off the wall.
Really fun. It's pretty zany, and it just leapt off the page when I read it. It was a lot of fun.
And I feel like together it tells a very grounded, yet hilarious story.